Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 16 of Changemaker Supermom Stories. I'm your host, Sarita Shetty, and every month we bring you real conversations with moms. Supermoms who are not loud but powerful in their own quiet ways. This podcast is created with one intention to inspire at least one woman to believe that her dreams matter. And today's beautiful guest beautifully represents that message. I am so happy to welcome my dear friend Suchitra. Suchitra is a qualified pharmacist and an MBA graduate who worked in the corporate world more than a decade. But at heart, she has always been an artist. After stepping away from corporate life, she explored the world differently. As a mother, as a woman, rediscovering herself, and as someone searching for her ikigai. Today, she has found her calling in art, while also she's a Kathak student who dances gracefully for the past 10 years. She believes strongly that it's never too late to pursue your passion and that mental health deserves as much attention as success. That's so beautifully put. She finds joy in art. She's a fantastic artist. Check out her Instagram page. Dance, classical music, solo travel, and meaningful time with close friends. And I must say, she carries off sari very gracefully. Check her out again in her Instagram page. Suchitra, I'm so glad to have you here. Welcome. Would you like to add something here?
Thank you so much, Sarita. I am humbled by that wonderful introduction. Thank you for inviting me on your podcast as well.
Pleasure.
I think you are an inspiration, especially after learning your journey from a storyteller to a coach now. So I wish you all the best, and I'm really honored to be a part of this. And also, I'm very glad that we could connect after so many years.
Yes.
Since our school days.
Yes, absolutely, Suchitra. You are somebody I look up to, and thank you so much for taking out your time and coming here on a Friday morning. Okay, so let's begin with our podcast. Most welcome. Okay, Suchitra, let's begin with motherhood. How has the journey of motherhood shaped you as a person? What changed in you after becoming a mother?
Having said, when you said that I worked in corporate for more than a decade, so I decided to quit my job for multiple reasons. And you knew that in an organization or within a corporate world, you are known by a designation. You have been paid very well, and suddenly when you quit and you are nothing, you realize that what am I? I am no longer an person in an MNC company, because the dream that we had as kids, from coming from a middle class background, was to work in an MNC, to draw good salary and be financially independent. That's what you work for. That's what your entire objective or the goal has been. And suddenly this happens. Suddenly you know what you are and where you are. But I think in hindsight, as my motherhood journey started, it not only helped me become not only as a parent, but it also helped me to become a better person in terms of helping me to understand the world around me in a better way. So when I was in corporate, my world was very focused towards those few people, the few job type of interactions with people. But once I was out of this, I got a totally different perspective. I learned to respect all kind of professions. To be very honest, you have a certain type of an ego, when you are in a corporate world. You feel that you're doing an excellent job. Somewhere, that is my personal experience. It may not be true for everyone. As somewhere you try to feel that ये job में क्या है, कुछ नहीं है. But then as I came out, as I interacted with people, and I knew that I came to understand what kind of jobs they are doing. And it was an eye-opener for me that the kind of perception I was carrying about the world around me was so flawed. So it helped me to understand the world in a better way, and also helped me understand what is that I am good at, or what is that I'm looking for. It was not easy. to come, because I tried a lot of things,
Mm.
and I failed multiple times.
Mm.
So, so that's what my journey has been, and I also understood that as a parent, I think we also learn to we want to live our lives through our children,
Mm.
which is
Mm.
such a flawed notion, or such a flawed conditioning that we have. I wanted my daughter to learn classical dance,
Mm.
but
Mm. Mm.
I realized that after a few years she was not really inclined towards that. And that's the time I also realized that it is wrong to put my dreams on her. She is an
Mm.
individual at the end of the day. So as you say, we are a work in progress everywhere, all the time.
Absolutely, absolutely, and the realization of that is so very true. Like uh, we can make our children live our dreams, like And very right thing that you mentioned. Like we tend to, as mothers, we tend to mothers or fathers maybe we tend to imply our dreams on our children. So, what was that shifting point for you? Like, this is not the right thing, and if you share this, it will be helpful for other mothers who are listening to this.
So when you see a child not enjoying something, when you see that your child has been forced to do something, typically, our mothers would have said, "Kuch nahi kar legi," just push her, just go. But then I think that was also not right, because
Hmm.
somewhere the child is trying to give you a message that he or she is not interested. And
Hmm.
as a parent, we should be willing to hear that. Which again is not easy. That willingness to listen to a child and say that, no, I don't want to do what you want me to do.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I saw her, struggling. I not struggling. I saw her that she was not really enjoying what she was doing, but
Hmm.
she seemed to be inclined in something else. She seemed to be inclined towards music. So I thought
Yeah.
that, chalo, now why not do that?
Yeah.
So that actually worked in, and that is actually that she loves. It's like her. If I wouldn't have stopped her, then she would have said, I want to make a career in music. But
Yeah.
so she loves music so much, and I'm glad that as a mother or as parents, we took the right step of exposing her to that world. Now it's up to her how she wants to make
Absolutely.
use of the skill sets.
And I can see a cello behind. Can you put light on that? It's so awesome. Yeah. Can you tell two lines about about your daughter pursuing cello now? Yeah. Would you like to
Sorry.
add on? Would you like to add on
Yeah,
about
so she
with
has
cello?
been learning. She has been learning cello for last, I think, 10 years, and it has been a very challenging journey, because the classes are at Kemp's Corner, and we live in Matunga. So the course is also pretty. It is not very easy course. It's quite demanding, because we need to be, not now, but earlier we had to go 5 times a week.
And
We
you have
were
to carry it and
Yes, you have to carry that.
oh,
And this is also as per the size. So when she was small, it was a very small 1/3 cello. And as her height increases, it increases.
oh,
So,
okay.
all those things are there. So taking that, carrying her food, taking her studies, making her study in the car. And
Yeah,
she also did that, because she also diligent. Of course, all this happened because she supported and she wanted to do it.
she wanted to do
So
it. So that was the
she wanted to
difference.
do that. So that's the
Yeah,
most important thing. Yeah. Otherwise, it's all useless. So I think
amazing.
she has a friend for life now. And whenever she feels any kind of emotions, any kind of pressure that she just has to come and play. So right now board exams are going on, so she does that.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
bored or she's stressed, she starts playing something. At times it sounds very shrill to me, but I don't say anything, because
Amazing. Hats off to you. Like how you shifted. Like you recognized her that she's not meant for. She's not enjoying. I would rather put it like not enjoying the
I think
classical
it just
dancing.
happened. It
But
just happened.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it happened, and you listened to her. That listening was there, and then it was challenging. Taking her to such a and that you pursued that whatever she was interested, you let it. And today she's playing in prestigious concerts and all. I'm aware of that, and
But I
kudos
will
to you.
also mention that I am very grateful for a lot of things, Sarita, because
Hmm.
having said that there are challenges, there is also a lot of gratitude that you need to express. Because
Yes.
support that
Yeah.
you have, the kind of domestic help support I have to be
Hmm.
able to do, having a car at your will, you can take the car and go. These are
Yes.
something that one needs to be grateful also for, or
Yes.
having those kind of people back at the foundation. Even now, foundation is the place where she goes to. Now it's
Hmm.
like a second home. So I
Okay.
don't have to go with her. So they said,
Yeah.
"Tell me, don't worry, Suchitra, she's there with us." So you have to be grateful for many things as well. The journey is not complete without being grateful for a lot of
Yes.
parameters around.
Yes, definitely. And thank you for sharing that. So you require a whole system. So to raise a child, they say you need an entire village. So that is so true. It is not a alone journey, and we
No.
have to be grateful for that. That our staff and whatever is
Yes.
provided is absolutely, absolutely. So coming back to you, Suchitra. So you worked, as you mentioned, you worked in the corporate world for more than a decade. Now, how challenging was it to move from being a researcher and a corporate professional to embracing now your own identity as an artist?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, initially it was challenging because from a designation, from a very good salary, you are
Yeah,
nothing all of a sudden. So
yeah.
that isn't it is a bit, disappointing that, whether I've done the right thing.
Mm.
So in hindsight, I mean, there are doubts which even emerge now whether I've done the right thing, Bali.
Mm,
But
mm, mm.
I think in hindsight, it has been a very, very heartening journey, or a very, a journey which I think I have, in spite of all the challenges,
Mm.
I have found my ikigai. I know what is it that makes me happy. And again, it is not that immediately after I quit, I got to know
Yeah,
I want to be an artist.
that's
I did
what
a
my
lot of things.
next question is. How did you find your ikigai? What was that?
So I knew that I was good as a I was a good artist, or not an artist. I was a good in drawing and painting. But
Yes,
again, academic
I vouch for that.
pressure,
Mm.
and that your parents are also professionals. Your mother is a professor, dad is an engineer. You cannot think about this as a profession. Nobody said this, but this is inbuilt.
Yes.
So that never came as a thought to me that I could have pursued fine arts or commercial arts.
Mm, mm,
Nevertheless, so I think I did a lot of things. I had taken a franchisee for teaching Vedic maths, abacus, because I love maths as well.
mm,
So I did teach two students, and I'm very glad that I could make a small amount of difference in one child's life, because
mm.
he is an engineer in a, very high, topmost uh, institution of India. Of course, I don't take any credit for that, but I am,
Yes.
there is, it feels nice that I was a very, very small, tiny part of this journey.
Mhm.
I taught in an NGO, which was again an eye-opening experience for
Mm,
3 years,
mm,
because
mm.
the minute you come to know their challenges, you cannot even relate to those challenges, that they couldn't come to the class today because their dad is unwell and they have to go and sell fruits and vegetables. That's something we can't even relate to.
Mm, mm,
Then I worked in HR, in my daughter's school only.
mm,
I worked there for 4 years or so. Then I wanted to learn a language, so I pursued German in Max Muller Hermann, and
mm,
I did up to pro levels. I was very keen on teaching German, so the same management, the same which was in the earlier school, I approached them. They had now started an international school.
mm,
So I approached them and I asked them, I am keen on learning German. But they said, you know what, Suchitra, now the education ministry has made local language important.
mm, mm, mm.
Marathi is an important language, and since you are a Maharashtrian, we wanted to teach Marathi. I said, this can't happen because I'm not from Marathi medium.
Ah, yeah,
In spoken Marathi and written Marathi is very different. But
correct.
I'm again thankful to the principal because she said, "नहीं तू try कर हो जाएगा." That was
Ah,
during COVID times that I did, and it was a good experience. But I later realized that that is not my piece of cake,
mm,
especially for the higher levels, because you need to be very good at that. But I had a very good time with the toddlers, and so there also I worked for a few years. And at the same time, it was again a very good friend of mine, Shraddha, who exposed me to art during COVID times.
mm,
So COVID has been an unfortunate incident in our lives, but I think for me it has been a boon,
mm,
because that's the time I realized that I love this art form so much,
mm,
the Indian tribal art forms. I love it so much and I can do it. So I kept on practicing, kept on doing, and that's how my journey began. Then I went to another teacher of mine, Lata Shroff, so she also guided. So I think again it has been, so there is a saying, Jack of all trade and master of none. So I read something else and I think it said that Jack of all trade is master of none, but sometimes better than master of one. So I think
yeah.
that's how my journey.
Absolutely. What I see you is like, so you worn so many hats and so many beautiful.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it is all connected the dots. There is all
Yeah, yeah,
connection.
absolutely.
Something will happen.
Absolutely.
Same with my life
I
also.
don't feel any experience ever goes waste because you always
Never,
learn
never.
something.
Nothing goes waste in life. It is all that Upperwala doing, teaching
Literally.
us in whatever way. And could you show
And
us
you
some?
always learn something. You always, sorry.
Yes, always. Do you have any artwork of yours around that you can show
Right
us?
now, I don't know if you can see. Can you see? I put up
It is actually too far away. Yeah, it's
very,
so. I would
very
highly.
bright one.
Okay.
Can you see this?
Oh wow. Wonderful, wonderful. So, could you quickly explain what is this? What have you?
So that's a tortoise,
Hmm,
and it's in a Madhubani art form. So Madhubani art form is again one of the art forms of India.
hmm,
So there are various ways during those days, where people used to express their
hmm,
because this art was basically they say was started during the time of Sita Swayamvar. They
hmm.
wanted to decorate the room, and
Wedding.
that's how Madhubani is. So there are
Wonderful.
various art forms which I like, and I keep on doing something. So every day I have to do something. Otherwise, I feel incomplete.
So I said I keep seeing your various beautiful art forms on social media
Thank
picture
you.
along with your beautiful dog, handsome dog, I should say, Bolt. Can you talk
Yeah.
about Bolt a little bit?
Yeah, Bolt has been a boon. I was never ever a dog lover.
Hmm.
The minute I saw him, I think I just fell for him.
Fell in love,
And
huh?
yeah, total. I mean, it's like I remember we got the dog for my daughter. My husband and daughter are very keen,
Huh.
and I said, I don't. And then I was totally the minute I saw him, I got bored. And the third or the fourth day, my daughter started crying. I said, "What happened? You're not paying any attention to me."
It's a funny story.
Yeah, but I think one has to be very lucky to also experience dog love. It's a very different kind of warmth and compassion that you receive from them.
Hmm, hmm. So when you are in your immersed in your ikigai, the art form, does he allow you to stay there?
Yeah, he is always besides me, either sitting down or
Okay.
always there wherever I am.
Oh, so sweet, so sweet. Do check her page out. You will see her with her painted saris and somewhat, and in her beautiful saris, when with Bolt beside her. Do check her out. You must see that. So, Suchitra, many women now you have to highlight about this. Many women hesitate to pursue their passion because they think it's too late. So you believe otherwise, right? So can you
Yes,
put
so
light on that?
yeah, so I think as we age, Sarita, all we require is peace and we go back to our basics.
Mm.
Your,
Mm.
I would say your wants become less and your needs should become ideally more. But we
Mm.
are humans at the end of the day. But to
Mm.
maintain that peace or that sanity, we need to have something of our own, something that gives us joy or
Mm.
peace or at least an opportunity to look within. So I think it's never too late to and we are hearing so many stories these days. Women at 60, women at 65 did this, went to the gym or bodybuilding, whatever. I mean, it can be anything. You don't need to worry about what the world says, but to
Mm.
just be there, just and do it, not to seek validation, but just for your inner joy and peace. That's
Beautifully
I
put.
think one.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely agree with you that we have to pursue things what brings joy to us. That is what the message Suchitra is trying to put across, and please do that. And also, Suchitra, mental health is often ignored. You just covered. I would like you to put more emphasis on this, especially for mothers. So
Yes.
you strongly feel hobbies are important, as you said just now. So tell me, how has art and dance supported your well-being through, the challenges in life?
So I think each one of us has some challenges that we face.
Absolutely.
Part of life. But
Yes.
this is one way, instead of running away, I think this is one way where you can be. I mean, I don't think about any other thing when I am dancing or when I am I'm painting or doing something. So that time is your time. It gives you the strength to carry on, the strength to face whatever challenges are in store for you. And I think mental health has always been not given so much of priority. Even now, you wouldn't see people giving priority to mental health, but that is so important going ahead, especially with our age group, where children would not be around for us. It's
Yes.
it's wrong to expect them to be around us for to
Yes.
support us during our old age.
Yes.
So to build that resilience and that strength, I think mental health has to be given importance. So we are also seeing nowadays a lot of importance given to
Yes.
psychology. People talking a lot about mental health.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And thank you so much about talking about mental health, which is so obvious. It is present, but it is always been put under the carpet because nobody wants. Till now, the society is not. But it is, as you mentioned, it is such an important part to deal with, and we should talk about it more. And thank you for bringing and talking about it in this forum. So, also, Suchitra. Can you quickly tell me? So, once you started your artist journey, did you face any challenges, like taking
Oh,
that get it back?
I am still facing challenges. It's not that I'm not facing challenges because
Tell
art is
me about.
something. It's not a commodity, right? So if you have to buy, if you want buyers, if you want people to buy your
Ah,
product, it's not a commodity. It's something that will come at सब होने के बाद, then okay, then now let us see if we have money to invest in this. And
hmm,
they really want to invest, then they say that हम तो फिर then let's go to some known artist. So that mentality is still there. But my job as an artist is to keep going. Have
yeah,
even small exposures like exhibitions or some stalls or
yes,
teaching children, exposing them to various art forms. That's
yes,
also an important. It's enough for me. It's enough for me right now. Let us see how it progresses. And other thing is people don't see the value for money because
hmm,
same painting that I showed, I would not charge less than say 5,000 rupees.
yeah,
So I don't think people are willing to spend that kind of a money. It is not their fault, but art is not seen that way.
yes, yes, yes,
And there are so many artists now. So you have to keep on finding what can be done, where you can do. But again, without any stress, because there is no stress of proving myself here.
right,
So I have to keep on doing my work and I keep on doing it. So wherever
absolutely,
I get opportunities, I do take them up. Not thinking that this is a small opportunity or a big opportunity. Just take it up, which is again value for money, value for my pocket also. Because I have to
yes,
spend and I have to get back somewhere.
yes, yes.
And word of mouth works in this case.
Word of mouth, absolutely, and so much of time, so much of effort, and so much of material, and that all comes at a cost,
Yeah,
right? So that's what
totally.
I agree. And also looking back at your journey, Suchitra, so far, like corporate professional, mother, artist, Kathak student, what are your biggest learnings, you would say?
Biggest learnings. Biggest learnings, I think, biggest learning is just keep trying. You have to keep trying. You cannot stop in it. Be a lifelong learner.
Yeah.
I believe in that. You cannot stop being a
Good.
lifelong learner. And the third important, I think, all revolves around finances. So even if you are not financially independent, which a lot of people of our generation are not, I think financial awareness is the you have to be financially aware, and it is not any rocket science, but you have to be aware. So I think these are some 3 or 4 major learnings for me. That you have to be financially aware as to where your investments are because life has become so strange and so weird that you never know what can happen in the next moment.
Yeah. And this is such an important.
And yeah, especially being a woman, you are never
Yes.
been. I mean, it's still that
Yes.
conditioning that men will look after the finances and the investments
Correct.
and all this. But
Correct. That is such an important point that you have
yeah,
mentioned. Financial awareness is so important, and we as women, everyone has to be equally aware. It's not like before times, like only the father or the husband, whatever they say, but
yeah.
you have to be proactive in that and be aware financially. That is what Suchitra is saying. And Suchitra, one last question: what if there's one message you want every woman listening today to remember? What would that be?
One important message is keep trying till you find your thing that gives you happiness.
Wow.
It can be anything. You don't need social validation for that. It has to give you joy and happiness. So keep finding that, keep working on that, and stay happy and stay peaceful.
Thank you so much. Absolutely, keep working on that, and keep working on that, and never give up on your dreams, and keep searching on what brings you joy, and pursue that because we believe actually that what gives you joy then will show up in every other area of life. So, on that note, Suchitra, thank you so much for this honest and beautiful conversation. Your journey reminds us that life is not a straight line, it's layered, evolving, and full of rediscoveries. To every woman listening, it's not too late. Your passion is not childish, your joy is not selfish. You are allowed to grow beyond your roles. On that note, thank you, Suchitra. Thank you for the privilege of your time and coming to our
Sarita, you have been an inspiration, and thank you for empowering women in your own way. I can see that you are doing a great job, and all the best to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning into Chainmaker Supermom Stories. And this was our episode 16. Until next time, stay curious, stay creative, and keep becoming. Thank you, everybody. God bless.
Thank you. Bye.